Hey guys, good, the bad, than usual. Gonna do a second video. Probably do maybe more, I don't know. This one, before I get started though, I want to give a shout out to Horrorsball, who recently gave me a shout out in his last video. I really appreciate that, man. Months ago I stopped putting tags on any of my videos, so nobody new can find me because I don't put tags. You can't search and find my videos. So the only way people can find out about me is when others give shout-outs, and I really appreciate that. So everyone, if you're not subscribed, check out Horrorsball. He has a very similar taste in like I do. He's into the same stuff. So if you like the stuff I talk about, guaranteed you will like the stuff he talks about. All right, enough ass kissing. Let's start. Good. Lately, I went on a big Terrence Malick kick. I watched The Thin Red Line. I finally bought it from the Blu-ray Criterion. When they did their half-off sale, I picked up The Thin Red Line. I hadn't seen it since it came out. I watched it again. I fell in love with it. It's probably my favorite film ever. So I looked into the director. I was like, who is this guy? I don't really know who he is. I should probably know because this film is amazing. And I picked up the rest of his films that I didn't have already, because I actually had some of his other stuff, but I didn't have all of them. And one of them that I came across is Badlands. This is my good. Badlands is shit. I didn't prepare for these videos this time. Whatever. It's old. I would say it's from the mid-'70s. It stars Martin Sheen, a very young Martin Sheen. And basically, it's about a guy who falls in love with a girl. He has a crappy job. I think he's a trash man. Falls in love with this girl. You find out later she's only 15, a little redhead girl. Falls in love with her, takes her, kills the dad, leaves. The police start chasing them. They basically go on the run together, live out in the woods, go through the desert together. It's kind of an adventure, but then it slowly progresses to where you really like the character. You like Martin Sheen's character. You like him, you like him, you like him. Finally, he crosses that line, and you're like, no, I don't like him. And then the film continues with you disliking the character. Or at least that was how it was for me. Anyway, it's not like Terrence Malick's other films. This one and Days of Heaven, which Criterion also released, they follow stories about couples, so they're very similar. Later on, he did The Thin Red Line, he did The New World, and he did The Tree of Life. And all three of those, he kind of found what I think people think of his style, which is where they talk to themselves in their head. And the film goes through like that, very monotone. I like both. Thin Red Line was the first time I'd ever seen that done, and like I said, it's probably the greatest film ever. Anyway, next, bad. Staying with Terrence Malick stuff, The New World. This came out after The Thin Red Line, and again, it has that inner monologue, him talking to himself kind of deal. Stars Colin Farrell. I don't like Colin Farrell to begin with. I can't think of anything he's ever been in that I really liked. I don't know. Maybe it's his face. Something about him. I don't like him. Anyway, it's basically the story of Pocahontas. John Smith goes to the New World, starts starving and dying. They meet the Indians. He lives with them. I probably really enjoyed the first hour of the film, but since this is the extended cut, and it's probably 3 hours long, after the first hour I got bored, and then it just got kind of monotonous. I did finish it because, like I said, I was on this kick where I wanted to see all of his work. This is the least impressive, and it was the only one I did not enjoy all the way through. I don't recommend this film. Everyone knows the story of Pocahontas. Nobody cares about that story. I don't even think it's a good story. Anyway, that's just me. Lastly, unusual. We got not leaving the Terrence Malick realm and going into the David Cronenberg realm, which has always been a favorite director of mine. I picked up The History of Violence on Blu-ray, but this is the, I'm assuming Canadian because it has both, well, I don't know. It's got some French and it's got some English, so I'm assuming it's a Canadian steelbook. I don't know. It's very awesome. I watched the movie again because I hadn't seen it in a long time, and I really liked it again, and it looks great on Blu-ray. I'll show you the inside there. If you don't know, the story follows this guy. Well, actually, the story starts off with these two guys that go into a gas station and kill everyone, and then it breaks from that. And then it follows this guy right here who runs a little mom and pop style shop. Those two guys in the beginning come back, he kills them in his shop because they're trying to, rob the place, or they're about to shoot someone. He steps in, becomes a superhero. You find out later that they mistook him for someone else. Then it gets all David Cronenberg-y on you, and you don't know what to do. And it's awesome. I really dig it. So, yeah, if you like the film, there is a steelbook for it. I got it really cheap, actually, so I'm sure you could score a cheap copy as well. And just because I was on the topic of unusual, I'm going to throw one more thing out there real fast, and that is, staying with the Viggo Mortensen, because that's our lead actor in this one. The Reflecting Skin came out on DVD, finally, for the first time. It came out, and I got it for $4.99 at Food Lion. Didn't even know this thing was coming out. And then it shows up at Food Lion, of all places, for less than $5. I bought 2 copies. I opened one, watched it again. They didn't clean up the quality too much, but it's good. It's still good. The film is incredible. I still wish Criterion would have picked it up. I recommended it to them like 100 times, but whatever. Anyway, Echo Bridge put it out, which just blows my mind. And I can finally get rid of my crappy-ass bootleg. Anyway, that does it for me. Good, bad, and unusual. I'll probably do another one today. Anyway, take it easy, guys.